What is up, bros and broettes? I'm Inkslasher, and once again today we are going to be comparing Black Ops 3 and Black Ops 4. Last weekend we looked at the weapons between the two games, comparing them, talking about the different stats of them. Today's going to be a little bit different. We're going to be talking about the different specialist characters. Now, as of right now, there are 6 specialist characters that are the same in Black Ops 3 and Black Ops 4. So those include Ruin, Prophet, Battery, Seraph, Nomad, and then finally Firebreak. Now, there is a rumor going around that Spectre and Reaper will be added into the game, but as of right now, there isn't any proof that that's the case, nor have they been in the game, so we wouldn't even know what their specialist abilities would be. So as of right now, we're not going to include them in this video. It's just the 6 specialist characters that I mentioned before. So the two main things we're going to look at between the two characters is, first of all, the visual aesthetic of both the characters in Black Ops 3 and then Black Ops 4, and then the second thing we're going to look at is the differences in abilities between the two games. So to start things out, let's start by looking at the different aesthetics of the characters between the two games. So to start things off, we have Ruin, and there's a few things you can notice right away. First of all, if you look at Black Ops 3 on the left-hand side, you can see that he has 2 cybernetic arms, whereas when you look on the right at the Black Ops 4's version of Ruin, you can see that he has something over his arms, but it only goes up to his elbows. So if he does have prosthetic arms, it's only up to his elbows, whereas in Black Ops 3, it's the entire arm. That being said, though, in Black Ops 4, he might just have his regular human arms. It's just kind of hard to tell with what he's wearing. The other difference is, in Black Ops 4, Ruin is younger than he is in Black Ops 3. And you can kind of see that. His skin looks a little bit more clear, a little bit more tanned. On top of that, his mohawk is a little thinner in Black Ops 4, and he has a little bit bigger of a beard. Also, his hair looks a little bit more gray in Black Ops 3 than it does in Black Ops 4. Another thing to note that we're going to touch on a little bit later, in Black Ops 4, Ruin uses a grav slam, which is a singular thing he slams into the ground, whereas in Black Ops 3, he uses gravity spikes, which is things he holds in 2 hands and slams into the ground. But just another little aesthetic difference that you can start to see in this here. The next one we have Prophet, and this is probably one of the most interesting ones because, as you can see, there is a very large difference between the two. The main reason for this is because Prophet got all his cybernetic enhancements between the years 2062 and 2065. And as you can see on the left, he has cybernetic arms, eyes. He also has a cybernetic voice, on top of that, legs. As we can see on the right, in Black Ops 3, he has, as of right now, no cybernetic enhancements. The only one that he might have is the DNI underneath his headband, or direct neural interface. As Prophet states in the transmissions in Black Ops 3, he is 72% augmented in Black Ops 3, and it looks like in Black Ops 4 he is 0% augmented. Another interesting thing is, once again, he looks younger in Black Ops 4, and you get to see more of his face. On top of that, he has quite a bit of hair in Black Ops 4, and you don't get to see any of his hair in Black Ops 3. In fact, he has many skins where he's completely bald. Next up, Battery. Once again, quite a bit of difference between the two. The first and most obvious difference is obviously the pink hair on Battery in Black Ops 4. Also, if you ask me, Battery looks a little bit thicker in Black Ops 4 than she does in Black Ops 3. I don't know whether she lost weight or it's just a difference between the skins, but it's definitely noticeable. Another thing you may notice is the cybernetic enhancements in Black Ops 3. Battery had 2 cybernetic arms, whereas in Black Ops 4 there is no cybernetic enhancements. And finally, once again, Battery looks a little bit younger in Black Ops 4 than Black Ops 3, but that's pretty much all the differences you can see between the two. Next up, Seraph. And Seraph is one of the characters that I think looks most similar between the two games. The main difference, as you can see, is the haircut between the two characters, and obviously the cybernetic arm on Seraph in Black Ops 3. Now, an interesting thing that they did to her in Black Ops 4 is that if you look at her right arm, the arm that has the cybernetic enhancement, it's covered. You can't see the hand because she currently has a glove on that hand, whereas if you look at her left hand, she doesn't have a glove on. So at this point, it's unclear whether or not Seraph actually has the cybernetic arm in Black Ops 4 or not. And this is pretty clear to me that they did this on purpose. The fact that the right hand has a glove and the left hand does not is incredibly telling. So it's going to be interesting to see whether or not, once we have the specialist stories and maybe some skins for Seraph in Black Ops 4, whether or not that cybernetic enhancement is there or not. I'm guessing it is, because the reason why she is able to use the Annihilator pistol is because she has extra strength in that right hand because of that cybernetic augmentation that allows her to use the pistol that has more kick than any other weapon. It actually states that in her files in Black Ops 3, so I'm guessing the cybernetic augmentation is there in Black Ops 4 because she also uses the Annihilator pistol in that game as well. Next up, Nomad. Nomad is one of the characters that is the most similar between games. The first reason for that is, first of all, in Black Ops 3, he doesn't really have any cybernetic augmentations other than a direct neural interface. As we can see in Black Ops 4, he's wearing a bandana, has different facial hair, and is a little bit different of a complexion, but other than that, both characters appear very similar between the two games. And then finally, we have Firebreak, and this is one of the more interesting ones to me, because Firebreak as a character never shows skin, never shows his face. We don't know if he has any cyber augmentations because we don't get to see underneath his suit. So how do you make a character that you don't get to see look younger in Black Ops 4? And the way they did it is they simply made his equipment look older. His mask or helmet is less futuristic. His flamethrower looks older, and I think that's a very brilliant way of making him be younger in Black Ops 4 than Black Ops 3 without actually showing his face. But all in all, I found that pretty interesting. So first of all, starting off with Ruin, he has very similar abilities in both games. First of all, his specialist weapon. So in Black Ops 3, he has gravity spikes. 2 spikes he holds in his hands and throws into the ground to create a shockwave to kill people. Similarly, in Black Ops 4, what he does is have a gravity slam, which is just an individual item that he slams into the ground to create the shockwave. It seems like it has a pretty similar radius to Black Ops 3, and all in all is basically the same ability. Ruin's second ability in Black Ops 3 is Overdrive, and basically this allows him to run super fast. It makes it easy for him to flank enemies, and obviously without cyber augmentations, this is not possible to have in Black Ops 4. So the way they got around this is they implemented another movement mechanic, which is of course the grappling hook. So instead of being able to run super quick, you can grapple to surfaces and try to flank enemies or close the gap between enemies in that way, as opposed to just moving faster. Of course, the main difference between the two is while using Overdrive, you can aim down sights. While using the grappling hook, you cannot. Up next, we have Prophet, and Prophet's specialist weapon in Call of Duty Black Ops 3 is the Tempest. It's an electricity gun that immediately kills enemies when it shoots them. Also, it gives them a brief stun for a period of time, where if another enemy walks by them, the electricity will arc to them and kill them as well. Now, the Tempest returns to Black Ops 4 in a little bit of a different way. It first of all returns as a sniper rifle, and when you shoot enemies with it, it doesn't kill them, it drops them to a downed position, where once again it can arc to enemies. Now, for you to kill someone with the Tempest, you have to shoot them twice with it, or you have to shoot them and it will down them, and then an teammate can go ahead and finish them off. I personally believe that this is much weaker because, first of all, it's a sniper rifle, therefore harder to aim, and on top of that, it doesn't even kill people in Black Ops 4. Personally, I believe this needs a little bit of a buff. I think it's a little bit too weak, especially compared to the Tempest in Black Ops 3. Prophet's second ability is Glitch, and basically what this one allows you to do is return to a position you were approximately 3 seconds ago. Now, the way he does this is by glitching the simulation that Black Ops 3 takes place in. And as of right now, it appears that Black Ops 4 is not in a simulation, hence why Prophet can't have the glitch ability in the game. Now, in Black Ops 4, Prophet's second ability is a Seeker Shock Mine. Basically, a little RC car he places on the ground, seeks out an enemy, and shocks them and holds them in place for a set period of time. Now, there is a pretty easy counter to this. If the shock mine hits you, all you have to do is press square in a set period of time, and it will explode it, and then it really doesn't do much at all. Personally, I believe Prophet's abilities in Black Ops 3 are much, much stronger than they appear in Black Ops 4. Up next, Battery. Battery has the same specialist weapons in both games, so in Black Ops 3, it's called the War Machine. This is a gun that basically shoots a grenade that explodes into a bunch of little grenades. It's very effective at clearing out rooms of people. Similarly, once again, in Black Ops 4, it is the exact same thing with the exact same name, once again called the War Machine. This weapon operates in almost the exact same way, and I would have to say that this weapon is probably one of the most powerful specialist weapons in Black Ops 4. Battery's second ability in Black Ops 3 is called Kinetic Armor. Basically, when you trigger this, it gives you armor, basically a 2 to 3 bullet shield that is only on your body. It does not cover your head. This kind of works similar to body armor in Black Ops 4, but body armor is on you every single time you spawn, whereas kinetic armor you only get maybe 2 to 3 times a game, depending on the game mode you're playing. And then finally, Battery's final ability in Black Ops 4 is called a cluster grenade. This is basically an individual grenade that you get in War Machine. It's a grenade that you throw, explodes, and then explodes into a bunch of mini explosions. It's actually a pretty effective grenade for clearing off objectives, similar to an individual grenade from a War Machine. The difference is you only get one of them. Next up we have Seraph, and Seraph is an interesting one because in both games she has the Annihilator pistol, but the Annihilator pistol is very different in both games. So first of all, in Black Ops 3, you have an optic, almost like a red dot sight kind of thing on the Annihilator pistol. Also, it has very strong aim assist, very strong aim assist, and on top of that, you get anywhere between 4 and 6 shots. If you want 6 shots, you pretty much have to fire them back to back to back. Whereas when we look at Black Ops 4, it's different. It has no aim assist whatsoever. It has no sort of optics. You just have the iron sights of the pistol. But the counterpart to this is you get more shots. The pistol actually lasts longer, especially if you're not shooting it. So you get to use it longer, but it's more difficult to use in Black Ops 4 is the main difference. Seraph's second ability in Black Ops 3 is called Combat Focus, and what this one is you basically get more score for anything you do in game. So if you kill someone, plant a bomb, get an assist, you get more score while using Combat Focus, and it makes it easier to actually get your score streak. And Seraph in Black Ops 4's last ability is something called a Spawn Beacon. This is a beacon you can place anywhere on the map, and your team is going to spawn in a certain radius around that up to 10 times. This is a very strong ability, and in fact, I think this is the first specialist character we're looking at so far that you can easily say has equal, if not better, abilities in Black Ops 4. Now next is Nomad, and out of all of the characters we're looking at today, Nomad is the most different between the two games. First of all, the specialist weapon in Black Ops 3 is called the Hive, and basically what this gun does is it shoots out hives of bees, and when the enemies run by them, the bees attack and kill who's ever ran through them. This is probably the most underpowered specialist weapon in all of Black Ops 3, so it really wasn't used that often. Whereas in Black Ops 4, Nomad's weapon, if you want to call it that, is a canine unit. It is literally a puppy that you can call in, runs throughout the map, and kills people, kind of like the canine unit score streak from previous Call of Duty games. I think this is a definite upgrade going into Black Ops 4. Now, Nomad's ability in Black Ops 3 is called Rejack, and basically, this could bring you back to life after you've been killed. Now, in the beta of Black Ops 3, your score streak would continue after you used Rejack, but as we know now, that is not the case. Really, the only situation where this is at all useful is if you're playing Search and Destroy in Black Ops 3. And Nomad's final ability in Black Ops 4 is basically a tripwire. It is a gun that kind of shoots trip mines, and when they connect, they create a line that if an enemy runs through, it blows them up and kills them. Really, I find this is a little bit underpowered as the line is super easy to see and it's easy to take out for the enemies. But that is Nomad. Then the last specialist character that is the same in both games is Firebreak, and both of the specialist weapons in both games are called the Purifier. And what this is a flamethrower, and really in both games it's very similar. The one difference is in Black Ops 3, if you simply touched an enemy with the fire, it basically killed them. Whereas in Black Ops 4, you kind of have to hold the flame on the enemy, and it doesn't really have aim assist, which means you kind of have to be pretty accurate for like 2 to 3 seconds with that flame. Whereas in Black Ops 3, you basically just had to touch the enemy with the flame for it to kill them. Now, the second ability in Black Ops 3 is Heatwave, and Heatwave is an interesting one. It's basically an ability that turns your character into a mobile flashbang that stuns the enemy while you can shoot them, and that's a really powerful ability, especially in one-on-one gunfights. Whereas in Black Ops 4, Firebreak's second ability is called Reactor Core, and basically this is something that Firebreak put on the ground, and in a circular radius around him, stuns and deals damage to enemies. The real only situation that I found this super useful is in domination when you are attacking an objective and you can use it while still behind cover. So personally, I prefer Heatwave, but Reactor Core is also a cool ability. Now those are all the characters that are the same in both games, but I quickly have to mention an ability that is in both games. So in Black Ops 3, you had a character named Outrider, and she had an ability called Vision Pulse. Basically, you scanned the map once and enemies abilities got highlighted as red, you could even see them through walls. In Black Ops 4, you have a character called Recon that once again has Vision Pulse, but the difference is it can be used 3 times once it's called in, and the enemies show up for your entire team to see through walls, not just yourself. So an ability that's really been buffed up and added to a new character in Black Ops 4. But guys, that is the comparison between the same specialist characters in both Black Ops 3 and Black Ops 4. You can let me know down in the comment section below which characters you think look better in which game, and on top of that, which abilities you prefer in either game. Do you like the Black Ops 3 abilities more or the Black Ops 4 abilities? Let me know what you think down in the comments, and also, if you enjoyed this video, I'd be very greatly appreciated if you could hit that like button, and if you're new to the channel and like what you see, you can always hit that subscribe button to stay up to date on all my Black Ops 4 videos. But guys, I hope you enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time guys, peace out.